Welcome back to Bunny Makes. My name is Callie, and today we are going to be making oatmeal cookies. So these cookies are so simple to make. They're so delicious. They're some of my husband's favorite cookies, and I know you are going to love them as well. So let's get right into it. But before we begin, as always, please remember to subscribe, like, share, chat in the comment section, and follow me on social media for more recipes and additional content. So let's get right into it. These are the ingredients that we are going to be using. I have some brown sugar, granulated sugar, some melted butter, vanilla, salt, 1 egg. I have here mixed in. I have some flour, baking powder, baking soda, oats, and a little bit of cinnamon, and that's it. Get your oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and let's do this. First things first, I'm gonna shuffle a few things around, and we're gonna combine the dry ingredients, which of course includes our flour, baking powder, baking soda, our oats, and I'm adding some salt. And like I said, I added a little bit of cinnamon as well. It just kind of complements the flavors in this recipe. It's subtle, it's delicious, and I'm just gonna give this a really quick whisk like so, which will just take us a few more seconds. Okay, perfect. Next, I'm gonna grab my wet ingredients, which includes both types of sugar, and I'm gonna toss in my melted butter and give this a whisk. Okay, this looks great. So we're gonna go in with the egg. Let's throw in the vanilla while we're at it. Why not? And I'm going to give this a stir. Okay, this looks good. Let's throw in the dry ingredients and again, give it a mix. Okay, so I have a parchment paper lined baking sheet and we're ready to roll. And like I said, my oven is already preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm just using an ice cream scoop to transfer some dollops of the cookie dough onto my baking sheet. This is optional. I think it's just a really easy way to transfer the batter and get the dough balls in semi-uniform size. So I have a little tip for you. If you are making these cookies during the holiday season, right now I'm filming this in November, so there's tons of baking and cooking recipes kind of happening during this time of the year. And a really good tip to kind of get ahead of all the baking and cooking you're going to be doing this year is to make this dough ahead of time, form it into dough balls like this, pop them into a Ziploc bag or a really tight sealable container, and put them in the freezer. And you can make these cookies at least a month before you're ready to bake them. So if you are, like I said, doing a ton of baking around Christmas or Thanksgiving, make these ahead of time, days ahead, weeks ahead, put them in the freezer. Once the day you're ready to use them, the night before or in the morning, pop them in the refrigerator until they get nice and thawed, and then you could just bake them exactly how I am right now, and they're gonna taste just as delicious frozen and then thawed as they do baked fresh. So that's just a really great tip to kind of get ahead of all of the cooking and baking, because I know for some people it can feel really overwhelming. And it's also just a good tip if you don't want to make a whole batch of cookies. Maybe like if you're like me and it's just you and your husband or whoever, you know, you might only want 4 cookies. Well, then you can make 4 cookies and then freeze the rest. And anytime you want a fresh cookie, just defrost it and bake it. It's that simple. And I'll put those directions in the recipe, of course, linked in the description box below. So, okay, now that the cookies are ready, I'm gonna pop these into my 350 degree Fahrenheit oven for about 9 or 10 minutes. The key to the perfect soft cookie that has a slightly crisp exterior is to underbake the cookies. The reason for that is because once they come out of the oven, they will continue to firm up and set as they sit. So again, 9 or 10 minutes. Once these are finished baking, I'm gonna give you a close-up of just how incredibly delicious these oatmeal cookies really are. As always, for the full written recipe and instructions, head to my blog, moodymakesrecipes.com. I'll put the link for that in the description box below. Click on the link, the recipe will come right up, and make these oatmeal cookies. I promise you're gonna love them, and let me know what you think because I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.